It's only a matter of time till you actually can't die of old age. What's going to happen then? What are we going to do with all our people? We have 6 billion of us. What happens when none of them want to die and none of them have to? Where are we going to put them? Look, I'm optimistic about the future. The question is, why do most people think it's going to be a scary place? But in reality, we have all this potential to look forward to. Any work that we do today won't have to be done by humans if we don't want to do it. All of our food will be provided, all of our health, all of our well-being will be automated. We'll just be able to relax.
Because life is lived in the moment. Not in the past, not in the future, only in this moment.
What's your name? Hello?
The corporations run this country. Get it in your thick heads. The Abbott's just a puppet. You are ignorant people in an ignorant country believing ignorant bloody liar by the name of Abbott. He does not work for you. He works for the IMF.
I'm 40 years old in exactly 50 days, and I have to do 40 things that I've never done before, and somebody said to me that I had to come to Speaker's Corner and be part of the proud tradition here in Sydney.
Hello?
You can actually take, nitrogen, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, put them together, put some sparks on it, and you actually get amino acids, which are the building blocks of life.
And you can give yourself a Nobel Prize by just sticking yourself in a laboratory with a sterile tank and with trial and error just producing life.
We can try 5 or 6 things, run serious experiments to do it, but nature can just go through so many possibilities and so many permutations, more than we can easily do in a lifetime. So I can see how life would arise from chemistry without the need for the hand of God, and that's the important thing.
Blame Japan or Germany, for example, exclusively for the war is just unjust, unacceptable. It is a propaganda against these people.
It's beyond dispute that capital punishment reduces recidivism.
Because we are Australians! You are fucking Australians, man! No matter what! You see, this man's trying to prove a point here. And all I say is for all of us to just stand tall and stand proud. Why? Because we are fucking Australians, bro! We are Australians, bro!
Hello?
But when you've got a project, you need to actually, if you post this, you're in big trouble. What you need to do.
So basically what we do with Plan is we just get kids the support they need. For instance, in Thailand, we have people who knock down doors of brothels. We get these kids out. We put them into a safe house, so they're sleeping in their own bed every night. Also, if they're being drugged, we give them things like rehab, and we give them psychological counselling just so they, can have a healthy mind again and remember that they're kids. And we also give them education, which I think is super important, because by educating kids and letting them know that, they shouldn't be taking drugs and things like that at the age of, say, 5, when they have kids of their own, they're going to understand that this is not the right thing to do. And that's pretty much how we do break the cycle of poverty. We do it through donations, so seriously, if you ever feel like you want to make a difference in the world, just donate to a charity that's helping kids, because kids are the future.
Should Tony Abbott be our Prime Minister?
No, he should be locked up in bloody jail. He's a bloody criminal.
I think that he should not be Prime Minister. Firstly...
Tony, give the fellow... give the fellow a go.
They're paying $7 to go to the doctor. They're short of money, but they want to put 50 billion into some sort of bloody fund.
Tony!
Short of money, you put it into conciliated revenue.
You got to get up on the ladder, mate.
He ought to be assassinated.
If you want change, whichever district you live in, you go along to the local bookie and you say, who's going to come second? Who's not the guy who's the favourite, who's going to come second? And you vote for that guy. You vote for the guy who's going to unseat the politician who's sitting in that seat just now. That's the only way you'll actually ever see change. And if you vote for that guy, you'll get rid of the entrenched interests. And the entrenched interests, their interest is getting re-elected, so they've got their hands on the chequebook.
There's an old saying that if voting could really change the system, it would be illegal.
Do you know who said that?
Who?
Ken Livingstone.
Dancing should be included as an Olympic sport.
Why?
because it's just as good as everything else included in the Olympics.
Dancing is good because...
Because it expresses emotion.
All right, so maybe we should have people crying, make that Olympic sport, because that's an expression of emotion as well.
No, but dancing is an art form.
Sorry, no more questions. I've got to wrap this press conference up.
This man thinks he's going to get an audience by stealing another man's audience. If you want to do it, mate, get right over there. I will not have it. It's not fair. I never do this to you.
That's the only argument he has. Oh, he talks so much nonsense. There's a pretty wide.
Well, that's only nonsense in your bloody thickhead, isn't it? You know everything, don't you?
Compared with you.
Oh, compared to me. Now,
Forget about Australia. This is New South Wales.
Oh, is it?
Yes, haven't you heard of it
yes,
before?
I know, it's a sovereign state.
And it's
Did
left
you know
out
that?
in all the papers. Australia, of course. Dump everything here. Yeah.
Well, dump
I
what?
came here
Independent
40
of the
years
rest of
ago from
Australia, do you?
Melbourne, and now they're all here.
What are they dumping here?
Who's
All
here?
the trash of Melbourne.
The trash of Melbourne?
Including Mr. Murdoch. You know how crooked they
Mr.
are.
Murdoch's
I
from
grew
South
up with
Australia,
them.
for
Don't
Pete's
talk
sake.
rubbish.
Mr.
You
Murdoch's
have a
from South
bloody debate,
Australia.
all right.
Sorry?
Melbourne corruption here.
I haven't heard that for
New
years.
South Wales, not bloody
This is like
Australia. That's
Philadelphia,
Melbourne.
you're almost New York.
They're the control
What do you
freaks.
think of that? Do you think
I think she's
Control
almost as bad
freaks.
as you.
Sydney?
Rupert Murdoch. Don't you know Melbourne?
But there's another dimension, a fourth dimension. You only know 3 dimensions. When you become a spiritual person, you know 4 dimensions. If you look at Christian nations throughout the world, they are statistically always better off. There's always more peace in those nations. Every single social level of goodness is much higher than non-Christian nations. Is that a coincidence?
Alle reden nur. Niemand redet über Inhalte. Wir brauchen mehr Inhalte. Mehr Inhalte. Leute, vereinigt euch. Kommt zusammen. Wir brauchen Inhalte.
Yeah.
Knights and dames, that's asinine, ridiculous and utterly stupid. Fancy someone like Quentin Bryce, an absolute clothes horse, loser, Republican, taking an honour like that. I mean, she should be laughed out of the country. Piss off, Bryce. It's an Australian honour. And what did Dawn Fraser get it for? One of the biggest bludgeon thickwits we've ever had. All she can do is swim. I mean, Alan Border can fuck off. There are plenty of people better at their jobs than Alan Border was at his. There are many, many, many people in Australia who are better at their jobs than Dawn Fraser was. What a disgrace we honour people like that. Absolute disgrace.
She can out-swim you any day.
But that's all she can do. That's all she can do. She didn't contribute anything to Australia.
Go back to your school teaching days. Eat your sloppy food and you put it in your sloppy gut. Because that's all you've got.
And it still remains. It still remains that you look like a big goose every time you take your clothes off.
From a water catchment Baragamba. And who put water in the water catchment?
Every bloody Sunday.
But that's it.
But thank you. It was about nearly 2 minutes, and it did take that long for me to be totally confident that you don't know what you're talking about.
Something that I will comment. You know, you've sort of said, oh look, here's this DVD. If you don't look at it, then you've discredited yourself. Look, I can only say, I've been on the internet, I've been around, and one of the laziest ways of trying to win an argument is say, you're wrong, read this article. It's lazy, it's insulting, it's offensive. But that is what you are doing. Now what I will say is, if you want to stand in front of me and I'm willing to give you the time and you know enough to advocate for yourself, to advocate for a coherent argument and not say, go and look at this article, go and read this, go and do that. Look, that's an unethical way of arguing. It is actually called the go-to argument. Don't listen to me, go over there and I've won the argument. That's what you're doing. But if you want to say stuff, if you want to sit there and say, look, this is what the case is, maybe I will agree, maybe I won't, but I'll actually listen to you. If you want to say, look at this bloody DVD, I'll say no. It's an unethical way of arguing.
Okay, well, thank you.